Okay, so this is our parallel input shift register slash odd parity generator slash everything. There's so much happening, and the name's so long. It's cool to sound like a mad scientist with all the random words we're spewing, but like, it's a lot. Like, this is Jeff. This is Jeff the board. It makes it so much more approachable. Jeff likes long walks on the beach, not going into the water, and he loves having his first 8 switches dedicated to the inputs of a parallel input shift register. Also, he likes having his last switch dedicated. Okay, we're gonna drop the Jeff. Rest in peace, Jeff. This is just a board. The last switch is dedicated to the load. The second to last switch is dedicated to the reset, and the third to last switch is dedicated to the clock. The first LED is the serial output, and the third LED is dedicated to the parity check. So whenever we sense that there is not odd parity, in other words, whenever we need to add a 1 to make this number odd, like the number of 1's odd, the LED stays low. And you'll see that when we load and just start clicking in zeros, nothing's going to change here because we need to add 1 to get an odd number here. So an odd number of 1's. So now, if we were to load 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 1's, 2 zeros. We're going to load that in. And then we see that the LED is not changed because we have an even number of 1's. And it only turns high when we had an odd number of 1's. So when I'm going to use these switches as a visual representation, I'll show you that they don't need to be any, like at this point, they could be all flipped off. It doesn't matter. But like, yeah, for the visual, I like pointing to things and having a, like, I don't know, it makes me feel like a teacher. You always do such a good job. I want to imitate it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to flip the clock and we're going to see we have the odd parity checked. So that's because we have this, and now we turn off that one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1's. And as expected, when we have 5 1's, we know this is odd parity, so we signal to show we don't have to add anything here. This is already odd parity. So then I'll flip the cycle again, and what will happen is this will go like that. This will go like that. That goes low. So now, then this is going to be the next cycle. I haven't clicked it yet, but we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 high, and we'll go to the next cycle, and it goes low. We have a serial output of 1. Yeah, and then I'm going to flip it again, and since we have this 0 loaded here, it'll actually stay at 0. And then when I flip it again, we'll have the input of, we'll have 1 at the parity checker. Boom. Yeah, and then it'll go 0, 0, 1, 0, and that's 0, 0. Cool. Yeah, and I'll show that we don't need... Well, I mean, that was a good... Actually, that was a pretty good job of showing it. But I'll show that we don't need any of the switches to be high after load. So I'll turn on load. We'll do the same thing. We'll go 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. We'll load that in. Turn that off. We'll turn off all the switches. And it should do the same thing. So we'll go 0. And then I think it goes 1. Oh, no, okay, 0, 0, 1. Oh, I didn't load it in the right way. I'm so sorry. I was like, what's happening? You do a better job teaching. That's why you get paid for it, okay? I'm here to look cute and listen. Okay, this time we're loading it in correctly, and then we're turning off the load. I turned off the clock last time and left the load on, so it loaded zeros, and then I kept switching the clock. So now we have that loaded in. Oh my gosh, I left it high. I'm going to have to do it one more time. I swear. This is why you're the teacher. Okay, so turn that off. Okay, great. So now it should go 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. And yeah, that's exactly what it does. And yeah, you saw all these switches are low. Nothing, no fancy, no shenanigans. Yeah, and we'll go through the code real quick here. Okay, so I accidentally clicked the recording button again while I was trying to flip to this because my thumb is big and my brain is small. So I'll go through the board one more time. I'll do the original example we have, and I'll do a new one just to this is the same circuit. Load that in. And I'll actually, you know what? No example. This is blind. I'm getting spicy with it again. Okay, here we go. So I flipped on, I loaded in the first 4 bits high. So when I shift 1 right now, it should go high. Yeah, because we'll go to 3. So parity bit will go high, and serial output will stay low. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're feeling ourselves. Okay. Next, the parity bit will go low, and the odd parity bit, and the serial output will go high. Yeah, double or nothing. I'm saying it's going to do that. Okay. I'm feeling myself. Next, the parity bit's going to go high, and serial output's going to stay high. $20 on this one. Okay. I'm on a streak. Listen, I don't want to. Okay. My grade stays an A, or I failed the class on this next one. Serial output, we'll do that one second. Parity goes low. Serial output stays high. Serial output stays high. Oh my gosh. You don't have to honor that. I coded all this. It's a lie. I was just, I don't know. I wanted to impress myself, but I did it. It's always good to do that. So we have, I'll talk about what's actually happening a little bit. We have our inputs. This is actually what reads from the clock. This is the clock. This is a reset switch. This is to load. These are the 8 pins for the parallel shift register, parallel input shift register. This is a serial out. This is the parity. Yeah. All we're doing, I had to use a slow clock generator because the D flip-flop was freaking out whenever I was trying to use all 8 megahertz. It was too much. Because it is a flip-flop, so it made sense. I figured maybe a slow clock generator was okay. This is the debouncing circuit. This is a shift register. All it's doing is moving the bits to the right by 1 and adding a 0 on the leftmost bit whenever it gets these pulse from the tick, which is the manually operated clock. This is how we're checking for parity. All I'm doing for parity is pretty much a melee machine, as we discussed in class. This is our up counter. Yeah, it's an up counter. This is a 2-to-1 mux, and this is the D flip-flop. So we're getting our inputs and putting them into the shift register. We're then checking for parity via W out, or via W, and then with the up counter and the mux, we're going to the D flip-flop with our results, and that's how we determine our serial out. And yeah, that's it. It's nothing crazy. Yeah, so that's Fred or Jeff or whatever I named our board, our little boy. That's him trying his hardest and him doing his best and not being too bad. So hopefully this was hopefully it was a good demonstration. Hopefully Jeff did a good job. Thank you for your time. Have a good rest of your night.